There are a lot of different fire pits on the market. Some use propane, some are wood burning, some are expensive, and some are not so expensive. In this video, I'll show you how to use landscaping flagstone and construction adhesive to build an in-ground pit that will last a long time. I started by selecting 30 of the finest flagstones this store had to offer, or at least the ones that were right in the front of the pile. I picked a spot not too close to my house, made sure there was nothing above it in case I decided to get a big rager going, and also had plenty of room for seating so people could gather around and have a good time. Next, I started clearing out a spot so I could position the blocks where I wanted them. 30 blocks will give me 3 rings of 10. That'll be a fire pit that's roughly 30 inches on the inside. If you want a bigger one, you could add a block or two. If you want it a little smaller, you could take a block away. After I had the blocks positioned, I drug a line around the outside of them so I would know where to dig my hole for the bottom row. After that, I removed the blocks and started digging. I have a weed barrier under the landscaping in my yard, so I had to chop through that first before I could get to the actual digging. I wanted the hole to be a little bit deeper than 1 block is tall. After I felt like I reached that depth, I smoothed out the bottom, put all my blocks in the hole to check for diameter, and in this case it was a little bit small, so I had to take them out, cut away at the edges, and make the hole a little bit bigger. Once I got the hole the right size, I placed all the blocks in it and got them all lined up and straightened out. I got a bit of a late start that afternoon, so by the time I got the hole dug and everything lined up, it was getting dark, so we decided to head in for the night. I came out the next day to finish everything up and discovered that my dogs decided to help me dig that night. After I got the hole cleaned out and the blocks brushed off, the next step was to start leveling everything out. Now, this is probably the most important step of the entire build because without a flat and level base course of block, there's no way the rest of your fire pit is going to be flat and level. Depending on how flat you got the bottom of your hole, it may be necessary to add or take away some dirt from underneath the blocks. If I had to add it, I like to sprinkle it in and leave it loose, so that way when the block drops down, it'll compact it. Then I can check for level and come back and adjust it with my rubber mallet as needed. Once you've got the first one all leveled out, just work your way around until you completed all of them. After you've got them all leveled out, come back and brush off the top so you can get ready to glue down the next course. I apply a liberal amount of construction adhesive to the bottom of the next block, and then when I place it down, I offset it from the previous course. Just keep gluing and stacking until you're all finished, making sure that when you start a new course, you offset it from the previous one. Since one of the sides of these blocks is smooth and the other side is rough, inevitably you're going to be stacking a smooth side to a rough side. So if you've got any wiggly ones on the top row, just come back, lift it up, and gob in a whole bunch of extra construction adhesive. So that way when you place the block back, it'll squish it down and flatten it out. And once it dries, it'll be nice and firm. Once everything's all glued up, you'll want to come back with some extra dirt and backfill the edges and get it all nice and compacted. Now that your fire pit's done, you'll want to give it at least 24 hours for that construction adhesive to cure. That should be plenty of time for you to gather some wood from that big scrap pile on the side of your house. After that, all you need is some dryer lint, your handy fire starter that I know you never leave home without, and you'll be set for a nice warm fire. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just a quick fire pit that you can easily build in an afternoon. Now that the weather's cooling down, it's a great way to still be able to spend some time outdoors, and not to mention get rid of that big pile of scrap wood you got accumulating on the side of your house. And with the holidays coming up, it's also a great way to get your family and friends together and spend some time around the fire pit, enjoy the warmth of the fire and each other's company. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Braxton.
No!